What is up? Welcome into the Buddy Cop podcast. My name is Sean Leary. I'm a comedian and a producer in Los Angeles, and I'm joined on the pod by bestie from another breastie, Scott Ibarra. Yeah, I don't know, but it sounded fun.
Bestie from another breastie.
Also, yes, fantastic.
You're welcome. Write it down.
Comedian, improviser, well done right there.
Yep.
Writer, impressionist, actor. What don't you do, Bubba? Thank you so much for being here. Also joined by third mic, sound engineer, liaison to the venue, the Redondo Beach daddy, Tom Talking from
What's
Tahoe.
good, baby?
Yeah, baby. He's ready to go. He's got that Southern accent because people from Northern California sometimes do have a Southern accent. You ever listen to Aaron Rodgers? Where'd that accent come from? Oh, Cal? Okay. Anyway, we are here for the 1995 smash hit that spawned not two, but three sequels. Yeah. Bad Boys, Bad Boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
By the way, like our sign was inspired.
Yep, that's them.
That's them.
We took the same font that Michael Bay took for the Miami Hollywood sign that the plane goes over, that he had to fight to get into his own movie. Yeah. This text.
By the way, did you love the opening of this film, the sepia tones? You love the sepia tones.
Jesus Christ. They were
as a photographer, Tom.
A lot of fucking sepia.
You had to change your panties, didn't you?
Yeah. No, sepia it's a filter you put on.
I'm fucking sorry.
All right, we'll talk about that because I want to get into.
I quit. I'm done.
There's a lot of stuff I want to get into.
Yeah.
Because this one was fun. I had a really fun time watching.
Really
rented it on sale from $3.99 to $3.59. Prime is offering a 30-cent off rental sale for Bad Boys.
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
It wasn't even on Hulu.
We got it for do Prime all the time. We got it for free.
What? I feel like this
not from Prime all the time.
Scott, this is like the fourth or fifth I order from Prime too.
What do you order?
Paper towels and stuff.
Guys, I get it. There's not a dry panty in the house. Can we move on from how much you guys pay?
He's already ready to go. Anyway, I like to tell people
I got the movie for $3.49 on a. It was special. I sign in under my mom's Tubi.
I sign in under my mom's Tubi. Well said. You're on fire already. We are 2 minutes and 40 seconds
They're
in.
talking about how much you bought the movie
and
for.
Tint Glass Timmy over here is firing on all cylinders.
My 90s fitter right here.
Yeah, you left 1 hour photo to be. You're the creative director at 1 hour photo. Came over to do the pod. Thank you for being here.
You're such an asshole.
I love it.
Why you got to bring up old shit?
Chippy Scott.
I used to be a manager at 1 hour photo. That's why you say that.
Is that for real?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good. Great. See, he's a great actor. Yep. So before we get into that, we're going to talk about Bad Boys, the 95, the OG, the original Michael Bay's first movie, his first directorial feature. We're going to do favorite moments. We'll recap some of the silliness.
We're going to talk about all the bits.
Box office, impressions, bits. We'll discuss the Rotten Tomatoes because Gene Siskel, I took a screen grab of old Genie Boy, old Siskel head. You know us ball boys. We got that connection.
Yeah.
Not a fan. I was shocked. So we'll get to that. We'll do a hot take to close out.
Siskel doesn't know. He's a penis in a corduroy overcoat.
He's a penis in a quarter. Bald. Siskel's bald. I'm bald.
He said bald boys.
Yeah, I look like.
Okay, cool. Bald boy. Okay,
shit, you're bald.
Yeah, I'm bald.
With that hat on, you look like Admiral Bates. Like you're on the USS. Yeah. Go fuck yourself. I don't know.
March forward.
Sweaty. Yeah. You look like one of the second leads in Battleship.
Ooh, that's good. Like not Taylor Kitsch, not Skarsgård, but one below that, like a Ramon Rodriguez from Will Trent.
Yeah, like Rihanna replaced you.
Yeah, for sure.
Got it.
Yeah, okay. Like 6 lines, Liam Neeson's my boss. Classic. Yeah. Sneaky fun movie. If you like board games as films, Battleship.
If you like Liam Neeson on a Navy ship just the whole time, like,
they're going to shoot us. The aliens. They're going to shoot us. Rihanna, grab your umbrella. This summer, they're making board game movies. This summer, guess who?
This summer, Candyland.
Coming to a theater this summer. Sorry.
Time to go to Uncle Petty's basement. Candyland.
This Christmas, don't wake Daddy.
Fireball Island, get ready to pop.
Crossfire. Tom not jumping in because he was an outdoor kid, never played board games.
I had the mountains, no big deal.
Yeah, he's shred.
I'm talking this way, whatever.
All right, so Bad Boys, 1995, Michael Bay's first movie. I want to start here Usually we wait to get to the fun facts, but this fun fact I think is perfect to lead into this movie because the whole original plan for this coming off of Beverly Hills Cop, okay? The comedy was the focus on that one. Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer, we've talked about him before. They majored in cocaine at college. Crazy sets, crazy movie producers, Hollywood Hills, a lot of coke. Nipples, coke, all that good stuff, right?
Right.
So they wanted to go a little tamer and work with Touchstone Pictures, which was Disney's offshoot at the time for more adult programming, but still more PG-13.
Right.
They did like the Homeward Bounds and a lot of those kind of like early 90s movies with Steve Martin that were comedies, but big budget.
Right.
So they originally wanted this movie to be a team up of Dana Carvey and John Lovitz from Saturday Night Live.
Fun fact.
I know, but everybody knows that.
I didn't know.
And they were going to name it Bulletproof Hearts. And this was going to be Touchstone, so you know PG-13. And according to sources, Dana Carvey, after they're all talking and they're going to do the movie, Dana Carvey meets with them in Vegas and goes, this Don Simpson guy parties too hard. I'm out.
I'm out. So they must have had
the greatest pivot in the history of movies.
They must have had a little meeting, and they went over the script, and Don Simpson was like, hey, come here. Come over to my grand piano. Scraped up a little something. They partied that night, and Dana was like, this guy is crazier than shit. I'm out of here.
And I just feel like he was probably doing like his Dr. Evil Lorne impression because I've never seen Dana Carvey not do it. Yeah. Right. We're going to do the Bad Boys movie.
Yeah.
We're going to do the picture, the Bad Boys picture.
That's a lot of cocaine.
Yeah. We're going to do the movie.
Does Scott have a John Lovitz?
Yeah. You doing Lovitz?
Do I have a John Lovitz?
That's the ticket.
I'm working on it.
No, that was good. Yeah. I felt like you were going to go and then you pull back. Go into it. Give us some Lovitz.
What are we doing here?
We're in Miami.
Where I brought Dana Carvey on the show, and he's supposed to be my partner.
That's pretty
Where's Adam Sandler? What are we doing here? I've got a gun. I've got a gun.
Stunt Jerry.
John Lovitz would have been like,
Bad boys, bad boys. What are you going to do?
John Lovitz. But it was supposed to be a family comedy.
Yeah.
So let's put that out there. It wasn't going to be an action.
Maybe PG-13 just so that they could say a couple shits and butts and bitches.
It would have been John Lovitz finding out how to work a gun, and then it would have been Dana Carvey doing every impression he's ever done.
Oh yeah, it would have sucked. It would have sucked.
It would have been a shitty movie.
Like Dana didn't have a great movie career. Like it just probably wouldn't work. He's perfect
Master in
for
Disguise.
sketch.
Are you kidding me?
Dana Carvey is brilliant.
Brilliant.
He's not great in movies.
No, he just hasn't been. No, he's got 100%
We're not
agree.
talking about Master in Disguise at all.
Well, I considered one of the worst movies
Here's
ever
the thing,
made.
Tom.
It was so good.
I love Master of Disguise. I love Master of Disguise. I cook to Master of Disguise.
But it's not good.
But guess what? Everybody listening has never heard of Master of Disguise.
If you know about it, you know about it. If you don't,
turtle enough for your turtle party.
Look into it. Look into it.
Turtle.
All right, back to Bad Boys.
Okay.
Anywho.
So this ends up becoming Bad Boys. We get Martin. They want Martin. Martin's hot. It's 93 when they start thinking of the idea. They start shooting in 94.
Yeah.
He's got his
Martin's
own show.
show is
Martin,
crushing.
He's crushing. He's 30.
So he was the first choice.
Yep. They wanted him. He was the bigger star. And then they wanted no other than Arsenio Hall, who goes, nah, I'm good. Later says biggest regret of his career.
However, great comedy movie, but not the action
would not
franchise.
have, no, he would not.
Because
they don't get a sequel.
this movie catapulted Will Smith because it showed that he could bounce back and forth comedy with Martin. Because they were the two big sitcoms at the time.
Yeah, Fresh Prince, Martin.
Let's call it as is. The two biggest black sitcoms at the time of the 90s put together, and they crushed together. Arsenio and Martin were stand-ups. They came up together.
It would have been similar
They knew
bits.
each other. It would have been a lot of bits, but he wouldn't have been a sexy Mike Lowrey.
No, Mike. How many women do you think Mike Lowry's been with? 300,000.
Mike Lowrey, you know they cut
in the trailer. Yeah, have you seen the trailer? He's having like a shower orgy in the trailer, and I didn't see that in the movie.
He was supposed to like crawl out from a mountain of women and get to work.
Like, why is this guy a cop? You have a $105,000 car. You have a penthouse on South Beach. Why don't have a job forever, Mike
Because he
Lowrey.
explains it. He was
I know.
left to
No, I know.
trust fund, but he wants to be a cop.
The first
I take it to the max every day. I'm the first person in the door. I'm the last person to leave.
who cares?
All right?
Let me some money.
Yeah. I'm sorry that my parents left me money, all right? Miami.
Another fun fact, real quick.
Fuck you, anybody who has a problem with Mike Lowrey.
And that's where they got the seasoning salt. Lowry's.
100%.
Absolutely fun fact right there. We are presented by Lowry's seasoning salt. Want your stuff to taste worse? Lowry's seasoning salt.
Lowry's seasoning salt. Would you like some pepper spray on your steak? Come see us. Lowry seasoning.
We are presented by garlic powder, the best spice.
Lowry's. You ever seen a window? Neither have we. We're a dungeon. You're never going to leave.
Nobody's going to get that on La Cienega but us. Okay. Well, let's go back to the first scene.
Lowry's. We're a detention center that serves prime rib. Okay. Moving on.
That's for nobody, but the ones who do get it will get it
Yes.
and love it.
Exactly.
We talk about the opening in these movies, these Bruckheimer, these Donnie Simpsons, these cocaine cowboy movies, where it's beautiful shot of the Atlantic or the Gulf of Mexico. I'm not quite sure,
Or
but it's
Lake
like
Michigan.
blue and green and red. It's like, oh, the Northern Lights. No, South Beach, neon lights.
Jerry Bruckheimer, Michael Bay movie. Has to have a plane coming over a mountain.
Miami.
Jets coming in. Porsche on the road. High heels. Boobs. Palm trees.
Height shot on
Sweat.
Height shot on the wheel. Oh, that it's so fast. It's going backwards.
Yes.
And
And it's a half solar eclipse. Everything's bronze.
No. It's not 9 p.m., but it's not 6 a.m. What is it? Neon
must be
soaked.
It must be the LA
2 a.m.
fires. Everything's bronze town.
Yeah, it literally looks like, so they shot this during the Palisades fire? Okay, how'd you get that shot, babe? That's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah, Michael Bay. He lights acres on fire and makes great movies.
All right, pivoting into what is your favorite memory moment that makes you kind of just go bad? Like, because this one, I don't want to give too much into my hot take, but like on the rewatch of this movie, it's so stylized and just like, you said you went to this one in the theater.
I saw.
Was it a changer?
Night.
Was it a game changer of like
huge.
what they were doing with some of the shots?
I went to this opening night with my best friend Eddie.
Eddie, what was his last name?
I'm gonna blow him up. Let's just call him Eddie Rose.
Eddie Rose.
Yeah, Eddie Rose.
Dude, fake. That is witness protection
Well,
name.
he's Jewish, so he doesn't want me to say his whole name.
Rosenthal.
What, Rosenthal? You nailed it.
Rosenbaum.
Rosenfelder the third is actually.
All right, Eddie.
He's gonna fucking kill me.
Why? Huh? Why would he kill you? You went. What happened that night?
Huh?
What happened that night that he's gonna kill you and you're looking down at your notes instead of telling me what?
He's in witness protection. He's
Yeah.
He's like, don't fucking mention.
He was actually a character witness for the DA on one of these Reacher cases.
Well, now you just blew his cover.
All right.
Good job.
So you went opening night.
So
was it a game changer?
It was huge. I remember the theater was like in
Because
that
this
first,
is well after Lethal Weapon, but this amped up the comedy.
right.
Okay.
But it was the first huge action buddy cop film of the 90s. It's huge. So
Besides Lethal Weapon 2. But that's not as much comedy.
Lethal Weapon 2, I don't think did as good as this movie.
I think it did big, but maybe not as big.
But not as big.
Okay.
This was a huge cultural. You got to realize this was a huge cultural shift because
African American leads.
Right, and you got to realize in '95, MTV, everything,
That was getting hot.
the culture was all hip hop was in its golden era. Where in the '80s and all that, when it was coming in, it wasn't. So now it was like the hip hop scene, BET, all these things. So it was a whole bunch of new people going to the theater to see this. So not only did it bring white people to theater, but it brought black people to theater to see a black action movie. It's huge. Coming off Action Jackson last week.
Yeah, and they make Taya Leoni calls Martin Lawrence when he's driving. Okay, Action Jackson.
They
And
do
I
call
go,
calls
are
out
you?
to
Are
it.
you? Was that supposed to be a shot? He's kicking ass.
I know. I think they're calling it
They're
out.
calling it out
because it's the black lead. But it was. I remember in the theater, it was huge.
Yeah, and this was like a party at the movie.
That first scene, the first 2 minutes where those guys try to jack him.
So
As soon as it says, "Shoom, Bad Boys,"
Yeah, theater went wild. And what's funny is this was originally they wanted to do New York, which I totally get.
Yeah.
Like the crime element of this movie, like the big bad in this Eastern European, really dark, it feels very New York.
But Michael Bay needs sun.
Right. And he fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So Pain and Gain, Bad Boys 2.
He loves
ended
Sweat
up
and Sun.
Yes, because then you can get those wide shots where people are walking and it's like, oh, is that a mirage? It's so humid. It's so hot and humid. Yeah. Oh, those people, they're walking. Like, I don't know. This, like, he didn't direct Con Air, but that feels like his movie.
Yeah.
But I do think he did some really great work in this.
Well, even if Michael Bay doesn't direct, Jerry Bruckheimer and Michael Bay have the same vision when it comes to movies.
Bruckheimer, I think, is a little more grounded. Bay, I think Bay is the one that likes it when everyone's on fire, flying through the air.
They both have the same, I think, tone through the movie and the same look. Mm-hmm. But Michael Bay is quick cuts, action, action, action.
Yeah, Bruckheimer can get you with some actual scenes and acting, like Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
And Beverly Hills Cop, like where there's character development. Where Michael Bay, it feels like outside of Transformers, none of his movies have heart.
No.
Whereas a Bruckheimer can get you to tear up a little bit.
Yeah,
he doesn't direct, but he gets
a better
Top Gun
story.
Maverick. He gets a freaking pass for the rest of society for how that movie brought the country together to be like, oh, whoa, movies are back, baby. That movie made so much money.
Which one?
Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It was just so huge, dude.
It was. Real genius.
So Michael Bay this is his first movie.
That's so crazy.
And we talked about this before. They run out of money because this is an IP at the time, right? This is the first Bad Boys. This is his first thing.
Yeah.
Will and Martin have never led anything. So you're not going to be getting, hey, we need 10 million for this last explosion. They're going to go, no.
Yeah.
So Michael Bay was putting up 25 grand. He's cheating shots. He's doing different locations, substituting.
He's so good.
You got to give him a little bit of flowers.
But because it's because he came from directing music videos. So I think
the quick cuts.
Yeah. Quick cuts, knowing on a small, and that's why they hired him too, is they're like, he was a no-name doing music videos.
There's literally a scene where Lowrey runs through a music video shoot.
Right.
And it's just like chicks in the hot tub.
Excuse me. You look great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one of those where I just go.
Thinking of Will Smith now in all the movies where he's just jacked everything, to think that in that movie he fought so hard to not do
the shirtless, yeah.
Well, wait, so it was Michael Bay's first movie,
Right.
Yeah.
Martin and Will Smith's first movie.
Their first leading.
No.
It was their first
wasn't
like
neither-
blockbuster movie.
It was their first
They had done
lead.
stuff.
What had they done before?
Martin was in House Party. He played the DJ at the
Yeah.
party. That's like, don't touch my equipment.
He played in House Party and maybe a couple other.
He was in one other movie where he was like the third or fourth lead.
Right.
And he
Will
did
Smith
okay.
did, though?
Will Smith was in
6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, he was in a dark
shit, yeah,
movie.
okay.
He was in a movie with Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson.
Yeah, a drama. He was in a big drama.
Yeah.
And they're like, this guy's good.
Yeah, he did
Dang.
he put his kind of comedy out there, but he was known for more like serious roles.
Yeah.
He played a
rad,
homeless
though.
guy in a wheelchair that he got critical acclaim for, but like never bursted out. He was just known for basically Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
Okay.
So this was a stretch for him to be action, and he crushed it.
Yeah, he did.
Killed it.
I mean, I thought Martin had a better performance, but he was given more.
Yeah.
He had all the funny bits.
Well, Martin was on top of his game, probably on top of his
just
drugs at the time.
Dude, when he's nauseous in the first corpse,
The
that
dead
scene,
scene, yeah.
the scene with the first corpse, I think when they show the corpse, I go, oh, you came in hard. First corpse has like knives sticking out of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened here? And then Martin's acting it felt so real to the point I go, give this guy a fucking Oscar.
He goes, "There's a fumes," and he goes, he just looks. That part that gives me. He looks and he goes, "Maggots."
I literally saw him on stage at the Apollo. I'm like, you're doing fucking time. Like he was in the pocket.
It's like, why do you get like this every time there's a dead body?
I literally look and I go, Jesus, this guy's a star. And I'm like, yeah,
the-
it's fucking Martin Lawrence. He had
When the preview came
1,000
out,
movies.
The preview for this movie came out. They showed that scene where they're like, "No, it's white folks. You got to talk like them."
Yeah, that was
We just came over,
hilarious.
sipped some brown sugar
Yeah.
in the theater. I
Anna
never
laughed so hard
Dude,
at that.
everybody laughed. It was like the best part. They're like, "This movie's gonna crush."
Yeah. This is
Don't be alarmed. We're Negroes.
I said great cinematography. Like I literally wrote down great score, great cinematography, This was a fun ride.
And because the script was meant for two white guys,
and it was a bad script.
Michael Bay was like, look, I don't have time to rewrite this.
They didn't do anything.
So just improv, and they crushed it, because when you tell Martin to improv, he's going to crush.
Sure.
And when you tell Will Smith to improv, he's just great all around. So them together, they're professionals.
It was great. The only thing that happens with that, and this is what they said happened, is they were fighting the entire time. 4 cooks in the kitchen.
Outside of it, or
they're like Will was fighting with Michael on keywords. He would never say that. They would just fight the whole movie.
But
ultimately, Will and Martin would always win because they were the.
That was a lot of press brought up to make the black people look difficult.
Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't that. They were right. Martin and Will were absolutely right.
They say, and even Michael Bay, everyone says, like, regardless of all that, they all got along and had the best time, which is why they kept coming back for the
make all the movies,
because Martin and Will Smith will say, if there's anybody I'm going to come, I will always come back for these movies because we just have fun doing it.
It's like a family reunion, they said. Yeah.
That's why all the same cast comes back.
Yeah.
I love, like, the favorite part of the movies is when they were fighting, because we're arguing. You're like, oh fuck, like you don't know what's gonna happen, but they were arguing, and and it's a bluff. But they do it every time. I'm like, it's so good because you're like, they hate each other. Like, what's gonna happen?
Well, they improv that in the car when he's like, man, shut the fuck. When he gets mad at him, he's like, I'm the first person in, and the last one to leave. So fuck you. Anybody has a problem with Mike Lowrey, and then you just see Martin. He's like, I love you, man. He's like, fuck you, Marcus. That whole part was improv. He's like, drive it like a little bitch. He's like, why I got to be all that? I got to be all that.
That's literally
that
real.
Was all improv, and they originally were like, okay, that's a good bit. We might cut it, and they put that in the preview, and it tested huge.
Oh, it's
so when they go into the Bad Boy song, all improv.
And you go, okay, so
what you gonna do?
You talk about maybe that first scene, because of the memory that you have from seeing it in 95, that first scene is probably your favorite.
No, I would say my favorite scenes are, it's not the action, it's also the comedy.
Drive through with a Porsche is hilarious. Him eating the Big Mac and all over the Porsche.
My favorite scenes are him with Tay Leoni when he's pretending to be Mike Lowrey in the apartment. And when Mike Lowrey, when Will Smith walks in, and he's like, that Mike is a great guy. Because if that was me, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, that was good. That was good acting.
Yeah, I was just gonna throw it out. That was your favorite part. He's like, throw it out. You're just great the way you.
That's so funny. I didn't think that would be your favorite part, but that's good. When
he's eating the bologna sandwich and he's like hands it to her.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
She mentions bologna, what bologna is.
I didn't like that.
He's like, guess what?
On the pigs.
I don't need bologna no more.
Yeah, that's good. I think my favorite part was the heist. Just that whole Jamaican bobsled rig to get in and out. You know, like, remember Running Man?
Yeah.
To go from Portal to, like, hey, you're going to be a contestant on Running Man. Where you go through the bobsled thing. Also, like, I think that's how Robin got to the Bat Cave in Batman Forever.
I know.
All
after
these
that,
tunnel, like, it was 95 tunnel entrances.
$1 million rig to heist to get 5 pounds of heroin.
Yeah, it was like couldn't we have just done that? And then they're like,
couldn't you hire the bobsled team?
Who created the ventilation system? The fact that that's where they went first, I literally just was like, okay, Michael, like.
Yeah. When the fucking guy that takes the bag, if I were to steal a bag of the heroin that we stole from the cops, I would have just repurposed it. I would repurpose it in like a bags. So they walk into the exact same bag. I'm
take a full brick. They're like
they look like cutting into into freaking margarine.
Which comes speedballs. They're on speedballs.
It literally looked like Philadelphia cream cheese.
Sweet. I wasn't kidding about that.
And that's
my family.
And that guy was so. There were some smarmy fucks in this movie.
They were like, hey, just do real coke for the scene.
Yes.
Just have fun. Mike, do you have coke for this guy? Yeah. Eddie's going to do coke in the scene.
One of my other favorite scenes in the movie is when Marge Hellenberger from CSI,
great name,
rolls in out of nowhere. No idea she's in the movie. No idea that there's internal affairs at all. And she rolls in.
Shut down. Reassign.
She says something. We're going to get shut down. And she walks in out of a shadow and goes, you got that right. And I go, CSI chick.
With a mullet.
And I go, she looks badass in this.
It was before CSI.
Well, yeah, but I know her as CSI.
I thought Def Leppard.
I wanted her to like
her hair
gas up, take off like the trench coat suit and like has a gun. Yeah. She was give me more scenes.
Yeah.
I loved that character of just like Joe Pantaleone, you met your match.
And it was good when
I fucking hate
when Mike Lowrey called out, he's like, this is just bone and get it over with.
Yeah, that was great.
There's a lot of great saves.
Oh, because
if you don't have a warrant, you can't be in here. So don't come back.
Dude, I think you got to give yourself a pat on the back. You got a Joe Pantaleone in the chamber? That's incredible.
That's pretty good. It's just, no,
that was great. That was really good.
You don't have authorization, so you can't be in here.
Okay.
I know I was there, because I was there when I said it.
And I was there when I heard it.
You be you, and you be him. But not around here. But not around here. Go.
Do you remember prior to that scene, right before that scene, this was one of the moments in the movie where I literally yelled.
Which one?
Mike had just gotten thrown out the window at the madam, the lady who sends out the sex workers. He gets thrown out the window by goatee henchman in the prince hat.
With the back, is the back angle.
It's awful.
Yeah, if you're an action henchman, wear a beret.
Beret, goatee, and no muscle tone. No. Literally the least definition in arms of a henchman in the history of 90s movies.
Yeah, he looks like he sells ecstasy at a donut shop.
Yeah, he just looks... He registers.
Can you buy it there?
Anytime he gets groceries, he registers.
He looks like he leases an El Camino.
They're coming up the escalator at, I think, the police headquarters or city hall, right?
Yeah.
They're coming up the escalator. It's gorgeous.
When he has the ice pack?
Yep. He's hurting. Martin's with him. He's in his vest. It's there's thousands of people. It looks like Last Action Heroes police station. The next scene is them walking into a decrepit YMCA gym. Where is that at the police station? Show me a police station that has a gold escalator
Miami, dude.
up to a decrepit
Miami
basketball gym with one hoop where you can smoke inside.
Miami.
God, I love the 90s.
I don't know if you know about Miami, okay? But I rode the bus in Miami for 10 years. Miami they put all their money towards law enforcement. So their police department literally...
But... yeah, I get that. Why isn't the gym nice? And why is there a gym?
Because they don't work out in Miami.
And is there
the police question?
Yeah, what do you got?
All the movies we I've reviewed.
Okay.
The cop, these stations in real life don't look that way. Like, is that what they look like? Because
we could do a whole podcast on that.
Well,
everybody knows that.
It's all cubicles. I'm like, this is not. I've been in a couple.
It's always a bullpen of people and then a bunch of wooden offices surrounding with blinds.
And then
there always has to be blinds. You got to close the blinds and talk. I got to talk to you. Let me close these blinds.
I wanted to say something. It wouldn't be a 90s action movie if somebody didn't jump out of a building into a pool maybe 350 feet below them and absolutely survive gorgeously.
Yes,
6 foot pool and then come up.
Literally, and you see her land in the shallow end because it's right at the end. Like, it's the 3 foot.
Yeah.
She didn't make it to the end.
Yeah.
And then the guys, I got her. No, she's fine. She just swam 100 meters. Yeah.
Yeah, the pool. She's dead. She's obliterated.
Because they do that in Lethal Weapon. They do it in all of them.
She would have been scooped out of the pool with
just
shovels.
Shattered. Every body part was shattered.
Oh, you know what we got to talk
breathing
about?
out of a straw. It was bad guys.
You know what we got to talk about is the meth, or what was the drug that they were making at the lab? Okay, so he was there. It was the one of my favorite parts of the movie. We talked about this on the way in. Is
Joe Pantaleone and he goes, "You remember these crates here? Remember? It was heroin stacked about this high, all gone."
No. When the bad guy is pissed at our guy from Superbad, when he's like, Mr. Egghead, he's the curly-headed meth or the heroin cooker guy.
He's like, sorry, it's just the moisture is...
yeah, there's so much moisture.
Ruining. We can't do that.
And then the guy over the back, I love this.
Chemist number 2.
Yeah, it's totally fucked.
Yeah, the extra from Point Break. I love that guy. He goes, yeah, it's totally fucked. Like, you shut up. And he goes, okay.
Sorry. Dude, you're about to die. How are you popping off to this?
Because chemist number 1, chemist number 1.
Is he chemist number 1 or is he chemist number 2?
Chemist number 1 had a friend living on the couch. His name was Chemist Number 2. Chemist Number 2 is more of a chemist than Chemist Number 1.
Fair.
But he's unemployed. So
Fair.
he brings them to the place to help him out because he can't figure it out. So he doesn't know what's going on. But Chemist Number 2, fucking Point Break extra,
totally
is trying to tell them, hey guys, screw all the jargon. It's totally fucked.
Okay.
I just don't think they gave him enough in the movie to really explain.
I like that.
He's the better chemist.
Where was
like
Michael
that.
Shannon in this?
What?
Yeah, Michael
Michael
Shannon.
Shannon. He was in this?
No, he's in number 2.
No. He's in the second one. Yeah. I noticed that too, that they were doing that. They were
They put
putting
him on Bad Boys.
Here's a fun
Because
fact.
they're fucking idiots.
Here, listen to this fun fact. You'll like this one because I've seen you bop on the speed bag. So, you know the scene where Martin and Will go to the
gym to talk to Max.
Yeah, and Will is all smooth talking to Max, and in the background, Martin's just bumbling. He's knocking stuff over. He's terrible. That was all a ruse. In real life, Martin had a pretty established
boxer.
Yeah, he was because I noticed when he was hitting the speed bag in the movie, it was too good.
Yeah.
It was literally too because you've taught
he had to
because he was getting it too much.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and he
dude,
had to miss.
if you've ever done a speed bag and you have no idea what you're doing, you never would have hit it as many times as he did. He was literally like,
That's exactly what I look like. When
Even in Martin, when he would do fake, like he'd just do fake boxing moves, and I'm like, he boxes.
I know,
You don't just do that.
You're like,
yeah.
and then he's like, oh, I gotta play. When he does and he dances around, he hits the weight bench.
Yeah.
It's just so good. That was some of those scenes they filmed way later because they wanted more comedy, more fun.
Okay.
So after the actual initial filming went on, their initial production, they went back and filmed some of those just to like spice it up, make it funnier.
That's good.
So they just told him, they're like, Martin, trip on the weight shit, and he crushed it.
Oh, of course, physical comedy. What did you think of Michael Imperioli from Sopranos?
Oh, God, he was so great.
12 years old.
JoJo,
He's
the
literally
China guy?
2 years old. in
Yes.
this.
No, I don't know nothing. I just do tires now. No, I don't know nothing. And then when his
was
son
he
goes,
like-
oh, I know. There's a guy, big egghead motherfucker, have a rich mommy and daddy live over in Coconut Grove.
Keep going.
You got the address? I got
Keep going with this character.
I got that. I got the address over in the office. If you just let me go, you would do that for me, JoJo? He's like, I would do that.
Does he get whacked? Does he end up getting whacked?
No.
Okay.
No.
I kind of would have liked that. I like it when most people get whacked.
Give it to him, Joe. Oh, I love it. Just Martin yelling in the corner when he's like,
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because you never know if Mike's going to shoot these people.
Yeah.
It's like he's got money.
You were gonna smoke me? He's like, I was. Calm down, Mike. Okay.
Yeah, calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, give yourself a. How about what do we think the budget on this movie was for Martin Lawrence's vests?
Oh my God.
What was that?
Martin Lawrence
Was it in his rider? I gotta wear a vest.
with the do rags, and when he wore the do rag, and then the fly fishing vest that he had on.
Was there some like
The vest
was it
budget?
the Miami of it? Because
The vest
the
budget,
whole movie,
what it
Will
was, yeah.
Will is in a beautiful blazer or those tight like J. Crew looking sweater shirts.
Yeah.
With the
He
what's
looked
that
good.
holster for your gun? What's that thing with the leather belt looking flap? And then is that a gun holster?
Yep.
Looked incredible.
Yeah.
And then Martin comes in, everything's 8 sizes too big, and it's a vest.
it was called the 90s hip hop.
Sure,
culture.
but the vest?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike Lowrey.
It was on sale at Bernini, so he just picked up like 5.
Such a good reference. What an ad. That's where you got those glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, this whole outfit at Bernini.
Oh man, you look good though. You look like a guy who is investing all the money that he has into staying alive forever.
You look like a guy who wants to be in the Navy but hates the uniform but still wants to be on the ship.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Isn't that great?
Well, I don't know. You look like a guy who opened a wellness retreat in Palm Springs, but only uses it for sex.
You look like a busted condom that's the top is still on.
Well, I have the hat on.
I know, it's true.
Yeah. All right. I like it. Hey, we went back and forth a little bit. Bop, 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 just like Martin at the gym.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Bad guy.
No,
Like,
I'm
you
gonna say
like him?
no.
I love the
Hate him?
I love the French guy. What's
Wait,
his
the
name?
main bad? The big
name again? Dijon?
Fouché?
Fouché.
It's like Fourchette.
Bobby Fouché. Got it.
No, it's Czech. Well, his real name.
Wait,
is
wait, wait,
Fouché.
wait.
I just put the bullet in my chemist.
Fouché.
And the next one is for the girl. You're fucking with my timetable.
That was literally the
says-
line he had in the movie.
He says they're like, just say timetable as many times as you can.
The timetable.
You fucking.
Also, how about the one guy, the other bad that he was meeting up to make the sale with at the end of the movie, just bringing his favorite car to the meetup?
For my collection.
So when I get away, take to my collection.
They're like,
And then he
get a
shoots
big
him.
Cuban-looking guy in a
And we're
white
going to
suit.
shoot him directly in the heart.
Yeah.
And the squib is going to come directly from the heart, but he's going to grab the other side.
Yeah.
But we're going to see the squib on this side.
Yeah.
Great Squib, June Squib. We are presented by Squibs. Want to blow up somebody's heart, but not kill them for real? Get Squibs.
Yeah. You want your bullet to pop out that way? We use squibs.
Also, do you have that bottle of booze? Do you want to peddle that?
Which one?
Fletcher Tequila, Aspen Vodka.
Oh,
We're brainstorming. Okay. Not this week? Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to. I know you're taking a break from being a brand ambassador at Svedka.
We're back.
And we're back.
All right. Svedka.
Yeah, you look like a Svedka
great.
brand
How
ambassador.
funny was the side henchman to Fouché when he's like,
Well,
I love. You look great today. I love a woman who takes pride in her appearance. Don't you?
and the guy in the back is like, yeah, I hate it when a bitch lets herself slide.
or when the other guy calls
I
Taylor Leoni
shit
a
myself.
blue-eyed bitch.
Yeah.
Like these guys are just. That's why I'm glad they all got lit on fire and
You got
exploded.
an itch. I'd love to scratch it. Yeah, scratch this. I'll scratch anything you want, you blue-eyed
Blue-eyed
bitch.
And then that guy gets
He's like, nice.
shot with a shotgun into an electrical grid, electrocuted, then exploded.
You know what's funny? Fun fact. That guy, not an actor, bodyguard for Michael Bay.
I like it.
Or
I
no,
like those kind of.
He wasn't a body. He was a body. Fuck. He's a bodyguard for Don Simpson because Don Simpson got in trouble with the mob.
Well, that makes sense because he probably stole cocaine from them in Las Vegas when Dana Carvey was in town.
Because Don Simpson is Eddie from the movie. He stole a
Don
thing of
Simpson is. What's the fucking guy's name from Die Hard?
Hans Gruber.
No, the guy that does all the coke and gets himself killed because he tries to make it.
We always forget his name.
What is his name? Hal? I don't know.
No,
Anyway.
Ellis.
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 Ellis is Don Simpson. Don Simpson is Ellis. Joel Silver is Don Simpson. Don Simpson is Joel Silver.
Joel Silver is Don Simpson when Don Simpson's not being Ellis. Joel Silver.
Joel Silver is Ellis when Ellis is not being Don Simpson, who's always Joel Silver.
Dom Simpson plays Dom. It's the Don.
It's about family in these
Dom
movies.
Simpson. Yeah. Oh my God, Don
Dominic
Simpson.
Simpson.
Don Simpson.
May he rest in paradise.
May he rest on a mound of white powder and
Jerry
size
isn't
zero.
too far behind.
I know. Jerry's face is way.
Yeah,
heavy.
no, his face is in Montreal. His body's in LA.
His face. He looks like the new dinosaur for the Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah, he's the D-Rex. He's the hybrid. He's the hybrid that they experimented on.
Rated T-Rex.
Okay, let's actually answer because we're split on this. I thought this villain, the big bad in this, Fouché, he was top 3 worst villains in buddy cop history. He has 6 lines in the movie that are impactful. The opening is great. When he pillow shoots great. Disappears for an hour and then it's Con Air.
I love how he pillow shoots her, but then shoots the guy in the knee without the pillow.
Which completely.
Hey, we got to keep it down at the Roosevelt here. We don't want to get anybody in the president's suite upset. No, it's the Al Capone suite.
He's like bang. He's like, I ran out of pillows. Bang. Like yeah.
He shoots the second shot is like Mike at the end of the movie. Are you trying to keep it down here? What was that?
When what?
Why did he pillow shoot her?
He was trying to silence
drown the sound out.
But no. I get that. So then why not do it to the other guy?
Because I think he realized that pillows don't silence the shot. It's like he didn't learn that in French lycée school.
All right, so I thought he was awful. Top 3 worst villains. I'm going to say that the only
I'm not in
one
a position to defend
off
him.
the top of my head that I can go to is Rambo 2 because they didn't really have one.
Oh yeah, just the Russian guy
So I'm like,
who's not Russian.
yeah, he was worse. So I mean, obviously De Niro in Heat and Gruber's great and The Predator and you know Dennis Hopper and I got Swayze. I think this might be second worst villain we've done in the buddy cop era.
Fouché, poor guy.
You liked him.
He was the best actor.
Good
hired.
actor.
Great actor.
Good actor. Not enough screen time for me.
Okay.
But I did like the pillow kill. Pillow kill made me want them to get him. But towards the end of the movie, I couldn't have cared less about
I like
him.
when he killed the fake cop. That was scary to me. I'm like,
that was scary. It was a good introduction.
You know what your role is?
Yeah. I'm the decoy. Yes, correct. Yeah. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, Sacre Bleu, Chef Santon. You will now help us get the money.
Are you French, bro?
Yeah, bro.
Dude, wow.
I smell and I like a baguette.
I left turtleneck at home. I don't like. Yeah, you don't know how to make.
I hit the speed bag and I get the heroin and I make off in my car for special occasion.
You
I
call
don't even think
these
he's French. I
bagels?
think his name is Chechki Cario.
In real life?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's Chechen Rebel. He's Chechen Rebel. The guy who played Fouché. Bobby Fouché.
What's his name in real life?
Kushkesky Ushkeskinov. Sounds
God
like
bless you.
Sounds like every villain in the John Wick universe. Oh, he's with.
Sounds like my uncle holding back a sneeze.
Ooh, good call.
Yeah.
Was that the uncle that was in the service?
Don't start. That was a terrible bit.
Thank you for your service.
That was a terrible bit. How about the side?
Do you want a hug? I need it. He's a mean man. He's a mean man.
Hit that ripper. Hit that ripper. Side note: the secondary cops, Ruiz and Sanchez.
Fantastic.
Great.
It reminded me of you. It reminded me of a performance that you would give, fully committed, funny.
They stole every time when you watch them. He's like, "What's up, babe? PMS."
2 scenes.
You understand? This ain't the mother
Scott.
day.
2 scenes.
And they crushed. They stole everything.
Give them
when they
6
go
scenes.
out, when they're about to do the raid at the end, and they're out on the steps of the
Because that one
Washington
guy's like,
Capitol. Yeah, and they're like talking. He's like, I think Desi, was better than. He's like, what are you talking about, Desi? He's like, without those bongos, he's nothing. And then they come and interrupt him. They're like they're talking about Lucy and.
Hot take.
Yeah.
This isn't my full hot take. It would have been cool if they would have ended up being bad. If they would have ended up being the
I thought it might have been.
yeah, you know how it ends up being the curly head girl. They got to my family. I was just protecting my family.
It was Ruiz and Sanchez.
If it would have been them and then they're in on the shootout at the end, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
I thought, they were cool. I wanted
They
more.
came in and stole when they find out the first scene where the
And they're always
stash is- no, and then he's like, Ruiz,
good job.
he's like, Ruiz, Sanchez, you're late. And he comes in, he's like, take a lot of cojones to do that. And he's like, what the hell is cojones?
Cojones.
It would take
What
me
are
a full
you talking about?
take me a full month to explain to you what cojones are. He's like, yo, English. And then he's like, and then when they walk out and he bumps into him, and Martin's like, oh man, that's cold. And he's like, yeah, so is your mama's bed. And walks off.
So Lauren goes, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, I don't even know.
Dude,
Because
they're
he knows
bits.
what her bed feels like. That means he's been in bed with her.
And they're like serious, and Will Smith just looks at him.
Lauren, that's Lauren, not you.
But I thought he was like.
I'm gonna
thinking,
text her right now.
if
How
she
do you
was
not
gonna-
get that?
If I
You don't
thought
get that?
the mom was like a slut. They'd be like,
Then it would be a hotbed.
yeah, that's what I thought he was going for. It was like,
But was it Lauren or was it you?
well, and she said, what the fuck? What does that mean? I'm like,
I think it means that he's been in her bed, right?
Yeah.
Look at Scott. Scott's like doing a dissertation at
you would have
Harvard
did something
right
like, just
now.
like you're like,
You look like you're waiting to ask a
mom's
question
pussy
on
was
inside the actor's studio.
Did you pause the movie, Tom?
I don't know, but I would have said,
Pause the movie.
just like your mama's pussy, not like your mama's bed.
You're right.
I feel like he was waiting all week to say mama's pussy into a microphone.
Tony, please do not put mama's pussy in this, for love of God. Please
And
leave it.
right in that moment, you can hit us with a never gonna get, never gonna get. Okay, back to the square
We'll
one.
never put your mama's pee in this podcast.
Please don't. Ever.
Scott?
Kathy's lovely.
Scott,
I'm sorry that your rating of this movie went way down because you didn't understand that joke, Tom.
so you're okay with the villain in this?
Yeah, Fouché.
Where did you land? Middle of the
I
pack?
thought it'd be scary. I mean, I thought he,
So you're in
but
between
I
us.
think that if he could have been more like involved.
Scenes.
Well, to me,
'Cause
the
he was
French are
scary in the
frightening.
beginning.
So whenever someone comes in,
French Are Frightening is a great podcast.
Yeah.
French Are Frightening.
Yeah.
Just the entire thing about that.
Just coffee,
Yeah.
baguette. Like you
All
always
they
get
wanted-
groceries, you got a little lettuce sticking out, a little bread
No, they're just
sticking out.
always they're always drinking a small cup of coffee. Their cigarettes always have pictures of rotting gums on
They
them.
don't fear death. Like
Ever.
it just doesn't feel like they do. They go up onto the top of the Eiffel Tower and they're just up there.
Yeah.
Very few guidelines and
Little
guardrails.
cocktails.
Yeah.
Little.
Like little.
Yeah.
Like you know when you go to an Italian restaurant after they bring the little espresso?
Yeah.
They get the little drinkies.
And every question you ask them, they always have to answer with, "Well, I am French." So
No, they have a cigarette, then they answer.
yeah, they always got to
So
blow
it's
out.
like
They're
5 minutes.
They're like, "Hey, can you hand me that lighter?" They're like, "I am French. It's going to take a minute."
By the way, they banned smoking in France in public places.
Oh, I
Holy
bet they're
shit.
fucking rioting.
So you're dropping an actual fun fact
That's a
in
fun fact
the
about
world.
France. Yeah.
that's like banning.
That's the
That's
first.
like banning American flags in the U.S.
Ooh, good bit.
Like you ban cigarettes in France, that's all they do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you go?
The economy's toast.
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to afford stuff?
No, they're probably going to start wearing berets again, though. Berets and cigarettes, their first export before croissants. It's a real fact.
Okay.
Check it out real
I do like that
Not a real
fact.
fact.
So I kind of feel like that's all of my notes. We talked vest budget. We talked blue-eyed bitch, atrocious villain, baddies on fire.
There are so many bits in this film that we can like come up. I'm sure after this podcast,
Michael
over, there's gonna be
Imperioli.
so many- Michael Imperioli. Tay Leoni was.
You were intrigued.
Annoying.
You were
I
intrigued.
thought she was so hot when I first saw her, and then I realized later,
but she's
dude, she was so hot
terrible.
next because she dyed her hair black for this. And she was a no name, and it's because the budget was so small. They wanted all no names, and she came out and she crushed it. She was great.
She was great. It reminded me a lot of her character in Jurassic Park 3, just
Nothing
constantly
like
running
Jurassic.
around
She
like
was a
cranky.
mother in that movie.
Just cranky
In this movie, she was
loud and
sexy
just like
hot.
Yeah, but she was attractive, but she just should have stayed the fuck put.
yeah, she kind of got that. She got some people killed.
Yeah.
At Club Hell.
She just had to keep
what is
believing.
she doing?
Slap her around a little bit,
What
Tom.
is she
Yeah, I would've
doing out
smacked
at
her
Club
around.
Hell?
Welcome back, Mr. Wayne.
What
Okay.
is she doing out at Club Hell? It's cops going to take care of business. She's at home.
She likes fish
Is
tanks.
there anything more 90s movie than like, damn it, grab the coat, grab the keys. I am going to go.
I'm going to go and solve this
I
crime.
am going to go. Grab the keys,
Yeah.
grab the coat, turn the TV off, chuck the remote out the door. Love that shot.
Yeah, she looks like she watches The Bachelor and has a Netflix subscription.
Yeah,
She's
put-
like, I can solve this crime.
Put the wine down immediately.
Yeah.
Text her best friend.
Fuck this
I'm out.
rosé. I'm going to go to the club and find this guy. I'm not scared of anyone.
Yeah,
Can't do
the
shit.
Golden State Killer is a police officer. I can find this guy.
I have done my own research, okay?
I googled shit. Okay.
I drive a 98 Miata.
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
I wear stilettos to bed.
Okay.
All right.
Make sure you like, subscribe, rate, review on all the platforms, wherever you get your podcasts, on YouTube. Please, thank you. Follow us on the socials at the Buddy Cop Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. No, I'm just,
Okay,
I didn't do this earlier, so I'm kind of, if you are, give us love on the socials. We got about 16 minutes left, so we will get into some of that budget stuff. I've hit on all the fun facts. We've
Yeah,
kind
if
of
you
hit
can name 5 other Tay Leone movies,
Jurassic Park
we'll get you a free turtle.
3.
She didn't fuck with Dick and Jane.
The
fun
wick,
with fuck.
fun with fuck with dick and pork ramen, pork and fuck.
Fuck with Dick and Jane.
No, she's in dick with jick and fuck.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Tom,
Dick and Jane.
No, we got to keep going on this. What
was
did you
her,
say?
though, right?
We need
It's your search
5
history.
We need 5 Tay Leona. I think she's in the
Tay Leone.
Tay
Just
Leone.
make her a name. Tale of Lions. Tay Leone.
You know what? I did forget one last fun
Loved
fact.
her in Kings of Leone.
One last fun fact.
Yeah?
John Sally is in this movie, and it's
he's so good.
It's a meta. It's such a meta guest star because he played for the Detroit Pistons, whose nickname was
The Bad Boys.
That's meta shit. That's Bruckheimer. That's Donnie Simpson.
great.
That's I did cocaine on a Tuesday and
Do you
thought
think
of
this is easy or cheap?
When he stands up, he's way taller.
seven
So you just
feet.
back up off
and then
me.
he's gonna kick his ass.
You better sit the fuck down. Bottom line.
What was your favorite movie? I'm sorry. What was your favorite? What was your favorite part of Bad Boys?
His favorite movie is Fun
I
with
thought-
Dicks and...
I said a question.
Fun with
We're-
dicks and pricks.
I have a
Go ahead.
question I thought of is that why, like, so Will Smith sent this hooker into solve
Sex worker.
sex worker.
It's 2025.
Okay.
She ain't a.
She was a hooker back then.
Martin, the whole time, Martin's going, hooker.
God damn
But
it.
so he gets her killed, and then the way he dealt
Yes.
with the murder, it was pretty like
Couldn't have cared less when he put the
like,
sheet down.
he did like
Who?
and then
Will Smith?
Will Smith, like, he just got her
But
killed, and it was like
out at the car, he did look off into the distance like this.
Yeah, Mike Lowrey don't cry, dude.
Yeah, but
You know that.
when
Well,
he
shit,
saw
Mike
her,
Lowrey does-
he got
when
her.
he saw
He
her under
sucked
the
it back
sheet,
in.
when he saw her under the sheet, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, he was like this.
He didn't give it enough.
His face, though.
He
But
was sat out at the car.
it wasn't like it was his mom. She was a sex worker that was a friend of his.
Very fair.
He got
Also,
murdered.
tagline for this movie, instead of what you gonna do or who you gonna call or whatever, it could have been you ain't getting none at home. That phrase is said in this movie.
Oh, that's right. You're
I ain't getting any at home. And then Joe Pantoliano says it. And then Mike says it. And then Tay Leone says it. And then Teresa Randall says it. You ain't getting none at home. Bad Boys. This summer, coming to a theater. Martin Lawrence, Will Smith. You ain't getting none at home. Bad Boys.
Can I get a pillow?
All right. Box office, Rotten Tomatoes, hot take, we'll scoot. Okay. So the budget on this. What do we think? Did you look?
Huh?
Did you look on budget or do you
Never.
want to? Okay. You probably got it. I got it. What do you think the budget was? 95, R-rated. That doesn't have anything to do with it. Michael Bay, Jerry Brook. His first movie. What do you think the budget was? 95. Carry the 2, protractor.
20 million.
Wow, great job. 23 million.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's in that time for first time director. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's cooking.
However, other movies in the 90s.
Oh yeah,
way more.
Everybody went higher.
But yes,
than this.
first time director. That's a pretty
All
good
right.
budget.
So budget's 23 million.
Right.
It's a hit, right? Spawns all the sequels. What's the box office on this?
Box office, I would
On
say
23 million.
23 million. I would say 140 million.
142 million. Scott,
Really? What?
shut the butt. That was fantastic. That's the best you've done on this.
I want to fist the flat of this sign and flip off the camera.
Okay.
That's how excited I am.
Flip
that I got
off.
that.
So when you get excited, you flip off. Okay, interesting. All right, cool. Okay, so do you want to check on inflation, what that would all look like now?
142 million,
142 million now.
almost 300 million.
Yeah, so it's a huge hit.
That was
Massive hit. Massive hit.
That
It's
was
like Invisible
fastest,
Man. Yeah.
That was the fastest
Get it ready.
we've ever
I
gone.
was already.
He's hot right now on the computer. He's hot. Can I get one more ripper on that? Because I felt good about that.
Yeah.
That felt good.
Big rippy on
Okay,
this.
start thinking about the Rotten Tomatoes. Do you know the Rotten Tomatoes? I know the Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, think of the critics while I rip on this.
Okay.
On the fatty.
Rotten Tomatoes on this, I would say 55%.
Critics. Okay.
That's Rotten Tomatoes, and the critics is.
No, this is critics. So your guess for critics is 55.
Oh no, critics, I would say 40%.
44.
Dude, I'm on fire.
All right. So you want to know what Siskel said? I literally took a screenshot. I wanted to read what Gene's. Okay. So this is Chicago Tribune at the time.
Gene
Backstory.
Siskel's.
We bring these guys up every time for the gen that doesn't know about this. In the 80s and 90s, there was this thing called Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
And it's still around, but under different people because these guys passed away. It was a chunky guy and a slobby guy, Chicago Midwest, and then a tall, like professor-y guy who was like the smart one.
But they both look like professors.
And they were both great and smart and brilliant and had great, and it was a hit before social media, before
Everybody watched it. Let's say,
dude, I was obsessed with
let's
Siskel and
say
Ebert.
it was.
They could
what,
tank us a minute.
it's what Rotten Tomatoes is now.
Absolutely,
You
even
only-
more.
Even more. You only Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert. They were gods.
And when
whatever they
Siskel
said.
died, it was just everybody was just because he had cancer.
I took a day off.
Yeah.
What kind of cancer do you have?
Okay, so this
What kind of cancer did he have?
Yeah.
I think it was pancreatic.
Movie kind.
Well, fuck the fast one.
Okay. Yeah, it was bad. It was rough. So Gene Siskel said in the Chicago Tribune, this is kind of what I felt about the movie. Like he really said this. These are two high energy, likable performers, and yet long passages unwind in which they are terribly boring because they are working out without a script. And I felt like there were moments in the movie where I was bored. There was about 30 minutes where I said to you, I go, how long is this?
I disagree. But
Okay, that's fine.
I
Yeah.
I
So that's
see your
Genie.
point. I never felt that way.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
However,
I don't want to feel that way.
I do feel that a lot of movies are of their time.
Sure.
And if you, and I say this because I have Gen Z sister and brother-in-law now. And so watching movies with them now, I'm like watching movies like pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, or else they're going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So it's just different, or if like the special effects aren't up to par. So I get it. Watching a movie now, you're like,
Scott,
don't know.
it's under 2 hours. Hour 58,
And
40. It did
it
cook.
cooks.
It cooked just a couple moments, but especially the last half. Okay, so what do we think audience gave it out of 100? They were more favorable.
audience gave it out of 100. I would say audience gave it 75.
78. Audience really liked it.
Dude,
loved
I'm
the
3 or
chemistry.
4 points off.
You're
That's
killing
every
it.
time.
That's the 4 guesses,
Yeah.
all within two to 3 points.
Because this is like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, this was a Scott suggestion. I loved it. So I'm gonna just get us started on the hot take. We like to close the episode out on a hot take. I I think this is a cooler movie than it is a good movie.
Yeah.
Which I'm still fine with. Like, it's a collection of incredible, like, there's a shot of Will Smith jumping over a railing at Club Hell where I just go, that's an award-winning shot.
Yeah.
There's a poor shot, award-winning. There's just a lot of good that I love in this. Overall, great movie, but I think it's more of a cool movie for me. I felt, oh, this is cool. This is fun, but I wouldn't put it in our top 10. Like, I thought Point Break was better. Right. Heat, Die Hard, Leaf. Like, I like all of them better, but I still really like this, but it doesn't crack my top 10 on the Buddy Cop podcast. Thought it was cool. Not necessarily great. Thought it was solid.
Okay.
But bad villain and a couple boring moments. So I give this one about an 82. So this is in probably my bottom 8 of the pod. We've done 18. So it's not in my top 10. It's in my bottom 8.
Wow.
All right.
Fair enough.
That's Daddy's take. Daddy's left the building. Don't wake Daddy. Daddy's left, frankly.
All right. John talking. Would you like to talk?
I mean, the only hot take I had, like, I don't know, like, so Terminator 2 was, this is the first, like, I like Bad Boys 2 more.
Oh, yeah.
enough.
I like Bad Boys 2 more.
It's like the first sequel, like, where the first one I didn't like that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where I like the second one.
I
So
fully agree. I
T2
think
where I'm,
Bad Boys 2 is better.
yeah.
Those
I'm mad
car
at that.
chases.
But
Yeah.
also, like, it was, for me, like, I grew up on Martin and Will Smith. So just seeing them was phenomenal. But I'm like, the second one was just,
Those car
realized the
chases,
problems
yeah.
and then fixed them all in the,
Well, it's because in the first one, Martin was the star.
Yep.
As far as like movies and comedy. So Martin was the comic relief. Will Smith was supposed to be the smooth guy, action guy.
Mike Lowrey.
Yeah, Mike Lowrey. So Martin got a lot of the comic relief and he crushed it. Then by the time the second one came around, Will Smith crushed the comedy. He had it, and Martin was more reserved. And maybe that was around the time, to go behind the curtain a little bit, that was around the time that Martin was having a lot of personal troubles.
Yeah, he was going on the backside of his.
A lot of kind of like drug problems, a lot of things like that. So I think he was kind of subdued. Maybe he was on some sort of
Yeah, and
pills.
Will was going this way in his career.
And maybe and knowing now with like mental health and everything, maybe he was on some sort of medication. I don't know. I'm just saying that Martin in the second was a little bit more subdued and more grounded. He was more grounded as the parent, the older guy. It fit the script very well.
And
But
wife's
Will
kid
Smith
had a-
crushed the comedy in the second one.
Yeah.
And he was
that one has
sexy.
better action.
And he was
because
more ripped. He was more
budget,
sexy.
yep.
He just killed it.
Gabby
His
Union,
one-liners, which I'm sure on the podcast we'll do number 2 at a second time. Will Smith has so many great bits in that movie. But yes, I do
They
agree.
probably relied on him more in the second one because they knew he was in a better place.
But he also was making so much money. And they
he
both
made
were demanding so much.
$64 million on
So
these
their
movies.
budget for the second film was huge. So they
I
were
bet it was
able
100.
to get a much better script.
I bet the budget for the second one was like 75 to 100 at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because those car chases in that second one are the best I've ever seen in a movie, I
The
think.
car chase in the second one, like going
Might
out
be
to
the
the
best.
keys.
Yep. It might be the best I've ever seen. It's like just nuts.
Yeah, it was like 8 million cars being
Yeah, they did the flip of. We got to save it for another
Yeah,
time. All right, hot take to close this out. You got
Hot take?
anything?
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna backpacking off what you were saying. I love the second one, and I remember I was there opening night for the second one as well. When I first moved to LA, I saw it. I went to the premiere, saw Will Smith, saw everybody on the red carpet. Huge. I was in Westwood, and it was huge at that time. They both were at the top of their game.
And they love doing those premieres in Westwood too.
Yeah, it was great. The budget was huge, and
They do.
Everybody
had it there.
Yeah, everybody showed up, every actor, and everybody came out for the sequel. And I love that they brought the family back, all the same cast, and they're great at doing that. Every sequel for this film, they bring back all the same cast, and it works.
Yep.
My hot take, I think, now knowing what I know, the first one, like I said, Martin was the comic relief. He was the star. Will Smith became a star because of this movie, and then he went on to do Independence Day and blew up as action star. Backpacking off our other podcast before, I would say that Martin Lawrence and Carl Weathers would have been a great combo for this movie.
That would have been good. Okay.
Yeah, like an older detective.
Because remember I said about
both
Action,
so young.
I said with Action Jackson, I think Carl Weathers got robbed of his action franchise.
Yeah.
And Will Smith deservedly got it because Will Smith's a great actor, everything, but Carl Weathers needed those flowers. And I think that Carl Weathers would have been older, but he still was in shape. He could have been the older, mature and sexier cop who is kind of like a mature ladies man, whatever.
Smooth.
And then Martin Lawrence would be the young comic sidekick. I think it would have worked great.
I like it.
Because then what would have happened is I think the critics would have liked it better because Carl
He's a
Weathers
great actor.
would have pulled off the acting and the action. And then you would have had the funny sidekick in Martin Lawrence. And I think it would have gotten better ratings. It wouldn't have catapulted the franchise like Will Smith did. Because the charisma. But I think as a movie, it would have been fantastic. That's my
agree.
Carl Weathers.
Be better than John Lithgow and Dana Carvey.
John Lovett.
John Lovett.
John Lovett.
John Lithgow.
What do you want to do?
Yeah. What do you think they took the heroin this time? I don't know. Oh, that's John. John Lithgow and Dana Carvey.
Oh my God.
Buddy cop franchise.
Oh, bad
Killing
boys,
it.
bad boys.
What you gonna do?
All right, that is Bad Boys. That's the 1995 Michael Bay smash. Bad Boys. We
Love
did it.
this movie.
Make sure you follow,
Jesus.
rate, review wherever you get your podcast. We are available. YouTube, rate, review,
Please, if
subscribe,
there's-
comments, let us know what else you want us to
On
do.
YouTube, if we forgot, because there's so many bits in this movie, if there are some that I forgot, please put them in the comments because I'm going to beat myself up on the toilet tomorrow when I remember all the shit I forgot.
Email the show, thebuddycoppodcast@gmail.com. Like us on all the platforms, TikTok, YouTube Shorts,
We're on
Instagram.
TikTok?
Yeah, get on over there. For Tom, for Scott, I'm Sean. That's been Bad Boys, Bad Boys.
Yeah. Roll the credits. What you gonna do?